The stage is set. The day has come. The players are here. The fans are swelling up, and everything is gelling, flowing, fluid and fluent. It's a beautiful Tuesday evening, ladies and gentlemen. ESHCA Chimbanda, Jeremiah Naidu, all the way from South Africa. They meet for this epic, for this historic, for this once in a lifetime challenge match. I think it's the first of its kind between ESHCA and Jeremiah. They have never faced in a challenge match, and so this happens to be the first challenge match that ESHCA and Jeremiah Naidu get to wrestle in, and ESHCA breaking with a dry break, and then Jeremiah Naidu coming through playing yellows and failing to finish off things in the first visit, and so ESHCA is back on the table playing reds, a chance for him to draw first blood, a chance for him to get the first frame of the encounter. Welcome, welcome, wherever you are joining us from. I see Alan Kadonjo. I see Matthew Anesu Kisimisi. I see My V. I see many others that are coming through. Good afternoon. Welcome to it. It promises to be a thrilling battle. It promises to be a match of some grand entrance and grand exit. It promises to be a David and Goliath kind of affair. If you look at the statistics in as far as both players are concerned, you will believe me that it surely is a David versus a Goliath kind of an affair. But be that as it may, it has to be played. It is being played and it will be played. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the voice that is behind the mic is that of none other than Trevor Tembo Mandevo, the man that rides on the wings of the wind, the man that moves like a chariot of fire. Good afternoon, somebody. ESHCA playing reds. 2 of them left on the table. No, 3 left on the table. All looking good, all looking portable, and with beautiful movement of the cue ball, it surely looks like what remains is as easy as cutting margarine with a hot knife. Itai Mushuzi, I see you. Now on to the 8th ball, which he will be taking to the top right pocket. Top right it is. And ESHCA, buoyed by a legion of our home fans, gets himself the first on the scoreboard. Pouncing on a mistake, and I believe this is what he will need as the match progresses. This is what will carry the day for him. He needs to be there to make sure he takes every chance that Jerry presents him with. If he continues on that trajectory, I tell you, we are going to see a shocker today. Mutanda Frankie Kudzi, I see you. Salman Tinashe, I see you. You Bachgwedere, I see you. Jerry breaking for the second frame and scratching on the brake. Another chance for ESHCA 2 pounds. I tell you, we have a long night before our hands. I tell you, we have a match in our hands. I tell you, we have entertainment, we have value, we have skill, and we have talent in display today as things escalate. D. Donovan, I see you. What's up, dude? I trust all is well with you. It is well with me as I ride this ship together with you. Let's enjoy the action. Of course, remember to keep the comments fair. Remember not to insult anyone, be it the production team, be it the players on the table, be it the fellow viewers or anyone. Let's keep everything in the spirit of Ubuntu. Let's remember we are one people, one nation, one world, one continent. Simunye, Sisonke, tuko pamoja, reka ofela, together as one. A bit of a difficult situation for ESHCA concerning that raid that is at the bottom right pocket, but I'm sure he's got a plan. I'm sure he's got options. He can choose to start with that, or he can choose to start with the top right and then remanufacture the cue ball from there. But he wants to start with it, and he gets to close the bottom right pocket without necessarily going for offensive play. Let's wait and see how Jerry will respond to that. I tell you, it's happening. The day has finally arrived. It started as an utterance, but now it's escalating into action. Both players surely up for it. I tell you, we have entertainment galore today, as we see Jerry making lightweight of that defensive play by ESHCA on that occasion, playing a combination shot that not only puts ESHCA's rate but also opens up the pocket completely, but then he gets to have an issue at the bottom left pocket. Remember, if you watch that match between ESHCA and Fikoti, this is the same table. Remember that pocket. The top left pocket, it will give many players a headache, I tell you. As we see Jerry there being denied entry by that particular pocket. Remember that pocket as we go, as we watch and follow proceedings. I want you to take note of that pocket. It's a troublesome one, I tell you. If you're just joining us, you haven't missed much. This is just the second frame of the encounter. Of course, I'm seeing your predictions. Many are saying ESHCA to clear. I hear you. I see the predictions. Let's wait and see if dreams will become a reality. Let's wait and see if predictions will come to fruition. Jerry playing yellows, gifted with another chance to visit. Maybe the yellow at the middle right side of the table might be an issue in as far as Jerry is concerned in this visit. The other three yellows are looking all portable. But he's shaking his head. There's something that is not so cool with him in terms of his pattern of play. He wants to try something. Well, whether it was a tactical or it was a offensive play, I cannot really tell at the moment. Only him knows. But be that as it may, ESHCA is back on the table. ESHCA has 4 reds that are looking very much portable. Maybe the 8 ball. No, it's okay. It's in space. So I tell you, I sense another victory for ESHCA in this particular frame. I sense another frame for ESHCA in as far as this one is concerned. Let's see how the cue ball moves. It's kinda blocked on one side, so his only option is come to the bottom right pocket. The top left pocket is not so opening. ESHCA nicely doing that so on that occasion, surviving any snooker attempt that might have been possible. Maybe from that position of the cue ball and where he wants to take that trade, there might be a little bit of an issue as to how he will deal with the 8 ball, because the 8 ball so far has only one possible option, that is the top right pocket. So maybe a side spin, making sure he avoids getting in the way, getting any yellow in the way. It might look okay. It might look okay for him, that shot, because yes, the passage of the 8 ball has been blocked. But well, you never know with Jerry, especially considering the fact that he is just very good at combination shots. He's just demonstrated one a few visits ago. So you might never know whether ESHCA is safe. But maybe he might be safe now with that particular cue ball. Oh, that was an anyway will do kind of a shot from Jerry, and it didn't bring anything fruitful for him, and that's another chance again for ESHCA to recover. The cue ball is okay, directly facing the 8 ball, bottom left or top left. I think top left will be more ideal. Top left it is, and 2-0 ESHCA in the lead. The third frame will commence shortly, and it's ESHCA that will be breaking. So ESHCA is breaking for odd numbers, whilst Jerry is breaking for even numbers. A potting break, but also a scratching break by ESHCA. That's a chance for Jerry to come through. Let's see if he can keep ESHCA within reach, or if ESHCA will continue to peel off. Jerry getting the cue ball in hand and choosing to play the reds. I tell you, this frame is as good as done and dusted. I don't see Jerry failing to finish off things with those reds well spread and all to play for as it is. None of them having any pocket blocked. Nicely done. Now on to the 8 ball, bottom side pocket. It's in 2-1, the scoreline in favor of ESHCA. So our first red apple of the day comes, and it's Jerry that gets to give us that one. You will have to help me in case I get to miss one of those. You just keep me posted. You just follow along with me and let me know when we do miss an apple, and make sure I get that correctly. We are doing this together. Jerry breaking for the 4th frame. I thought we were going to get our first red green apple, but unfortunately Jerry failing to do so on that occasion after even potting the wrong ball. That's a legal shot, and so that's an illegal play, and so ESHCA will come through with a free shot and a visit. ESHCA choosing to play one of Jerry's reds faced to remove it from a favorable position so he can be able to play a snooker, and he seems he has done it perfectly well. A chance for Jerry to come and search. If he doesn't search, I tell you, that will be a big chance for ESHCA to conclude things in as far as this particular frame is concerned. Jerry does well to search and find, and I think still not looking so good for ESHCA in as far as his yellows are concerned in this particular frame. He's got maybe two that are on a double that might need some pre-touch or repositioning. Let's see how ESHCA will try to do that. If he does go to the top right face like he's contemplating, if he goes to the top right face, leaves with a stop shot, leave the cue ball where that yellow is, and then come down with one of the yellows to the bottom right pocket with either a top spin or a back spin, then he will be very much in a good position. Ooh, he had done well to get the cue ball, but then he doesn't get to port on that occasion, and looks like he also committed a foul in the process, and so Jerry will use that to try and complicate matters for ESHCA in this particular frame. Now he's got a chance to peel off. Now he's got a chance to run away and grab the frame with 3 raids left on the table before the 8 ball and all the pockets somewhat open. He shouldn't have any problem. A player of Jerry's magnitude shouldn't have any problem finishing off this particular frame. Baba Kiki, I see you. Jerry snookering himself. That's rather poor there. That's rather poor from a big player of Jerry's stature. Should have done better. But anyway, a chance for ESHCA to make good use of that mistake. A chance for ESHCA to pounce. A chance for ESHCA to add another one to his tally. A beautiful crowd, I must say, gathered in this particular one. ESHCA playing tactical. I mean, of course, there's no way that he was going to go for offensive play with the way some of his yellows. He's got 3 yellows that are in a cluster, and he might need to try and get a free shot, but looks like he's not going to get it in this particular match, as Jerry does well to get to his last raid and even to put it and then wallop that last ball, the 8 ball, to the top left pocket, and with that leaving the scoreline at 2-2. 2 for ESHCA, 2 for Jerry.
So much power, so much power.
Okay, looked like I missed the third frame being won by Jerry. So I'm not sure whether that was a green apple or a red apple. It's the fifth frame. The fifth frame. So that should have been ESHCA that broke, and so this should be a red apple, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me. I went to the gentleman's room for a minute, but you can correct me whether it's a red apple or it was after a second visit. I didn't quite see what happened, but what I know is it's ESHCA who was breaking in that particular frame. Jerry breaking and continuing on the ascendancy. He's playing raids in this particular frame. He's doing well so far. Three more, now down to 2 raids left on the table before the 8 ball. Bottom left pockets, 1 more raid left before the 8 ball, and it's the same bottom left pockets. Nicely done. Now on to the 8 ball, which you should be taking to the top right pockets. 4-2 the score line. This was a red apple, a green apple. So if I'm not mistaken, Jerry now has 3 apples, 2 of them reds and 1 green, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Jerry now has 4, and from those 4, 2 are red apples, 1 is green. Another dry break from ESHCA. I think these dry breaks, I'm sure now you can understand me when you always hear me commenting on local games, and I'm saying I want these players to have porting breaks. I want them to have porting breaks. I'm sure today you will understand why I'm always saying that, because at the international level, when you're playing these big boys, when you're playing players of this magnitude, you need to be good with your breaking. It's the breaking that becomes the difference. It's how you break that gets to win you a match or lose you a match. As a Jerry then comes through again. After ESHCA dry break, looks like he's going to get another red apple again, but that could save ESHCA there. That nudge on the 8 ball coming close to another red, that could complicate matters for Jerry, and indeed it does. And now a chance for ESHCA to keep Jerry within check, to keep Jerry within reachable distance, to pull one back. He started on a good note, started with a 2-0 win, but Jerry running riot for the past 4 frames and grabbing them without ESHCA's reply. Now a chance for ESHCA to get back this one, keep Jerry in check. He's playing reds. I'm sure he's thinking of a tactical shot. Yes, tactical it is. From where I am seated, it looks like he has managed to snooker. We wait for the signal from Jerry. I'm still not sure whether he's snookered or he's got a partial view of one of the yellows. Well, It looks like he had a partial view of one of the yellows, and he did manage to get to it, but without necessarily going on the offensive. Now a chance for ESHCA to try something. Maybe that particular cue ball might not give him many options in terms of offensive play, but he can go to the bottom left pocket. Or if he wants to go offensive, if he wants to go defensive, he might try to play the red that is at the center of the table. He goes offensive, points to the bottom left pocket, and it's a good cue ball to go back again to that bottom left pocket. And maybe after this shot, whether he plays a side spin, whether he plays a stop shot, whether he plays a side spin, you will still be okay to then go for offensive or defensive play. He's got all options at the moment. He's got options for offensive play. He's got options for defensive play. Given the fact that Jerry's remaining yellows are on one side, and it's easy to play a snooker from there, but also it's also very easy to go defensive. I mean, ESHCA is also very good at that. Or maybe now he has a better chance to play defensive play from there. Try to make sure he makes life a little bit difficult for Jerry to get to his yellows, and maybe squeeze and try to get a free shot and a visit, and with that then open things up completely, because at the moment the bottom right pocket is closed from ESHCA, and so he might not have many options in terms of offensive play there. So I thought he was going to go defensive there, but he chose to go offensive, and now he will have to come up with another plan, because those two raids that is close to the 8th ball are not looking okay, because they would have wanted to be ported at the bottom right pocket. Let's wait and see how he will work the situation around. He does a side spin that gives him that brings the cue ball to the bottom side of those two reds, so that gives him an option to port one of them. And if he can do a side spin that brings the cue ball closer to the yellows or to the right side of the last red, then he will be okay to take the last red to the top middle pocket. He needs to be accurate then for that to be a reality. Accurate he is, and does exactly as I had envisioned. It's looking good for him. A side spin, a little bit of a top spin, nicely done. Now he will take the last ball, that is the 8th ball, to the bottom side pockets. Nicely done. 3-2. 4-3 the scoreline. ESHCA pulling one back. Of course, ESHCA not yet to register any paper, whether red or green, but Jerry has already registered 3. 2 reds and 1 green. The green machine he is. A powerful and porting break by Jerry. And I tell you, the yellows are looking palatable. And for a player of Jerry's magnitude, we should be seeing the conclusion of the frame in no time. Good shooting and good movement of the cue ball, evading 3 raids that were in the way there. That was some good thinking by Jerry, I must say. Maybe 1 yellow that is to the top side of the table might be, top right side of the table might be an issue for Jerry at the moment. We'll see how he will work his way He's gotten into traffic. Of course, he has a sight of 2 yellows, but for offensive play, he has only 1, which he does well to get to. And whatever happened to the cue ball? Good evening, Tekmo Mashawi. Whatever happened to the cue ball on that occasion was very much beneficial to Jerry. And so he will play his last yellow to the top right with a side spin that gives him an option to take the 8 ball to the top side pocket. And indeed, it's in the first, the 5th frame for Jerry and the 2nd green apple for him on that occasion. ESHCA will be breaking for the 9th frame of the encounter. Can you believe we've already played 8 frames so far? That's a fast-paced match, I must say. Another dry break. I tell you, these dry breaks are proving to be costly for ESHCA at the moment. He needs to work out something in as far as the breaking is concerned. This will be a tactical play. Somebody asked me if we have some of our top players. I saw Ronald O'Sullivan. I saw him. Changram Blessing Mara is standing right next to me to my right. I also saw some old horse players. I saw them a little bit. I saw Benji. I saw... What's the other one? Yeah, I saw quite a number of our former players. Right, yes, King Alfred. I saw King Alfred. But the other young players, I haven't seen them as yet. Most of the people that are in this place are fans and maybe patrons of the game of pool. Yeah, those are the many that I see. I will give you a 360 rotation of the camera to just look at the crowd in a moment. But anyway, back to the action on the table. ESHCA playing yellows in this particular frame. It has tended to be a tactical frame, this one. But I tell you, things will open up anytime soon. With Jerry on the table, I tell you, things will open up. He's not one player that will spend a lot of time on the table. He says that he will make a mistake himself and cause the other player to open up things, or he will open up things himself. And in this particular time, he gets to scratch and makes the mistake that will allow ESHCA to probably open up the frame. With most of the reds and the yellows to the right side of the table, you might need to use the free shot to clear up some of them. The pockets are opened up. He gets to put one of the reds. Of course, it is to open up space on the table. Let's get to see how he will continue with things. Let's get to see how we will deal with the particular situation. Of course, he's playing yellows, so he will try to snooker Jerry from there. And that's a beautiful defensive shot from ESHCA on that occasion. Maybe a chance for Jerry to... I thought he was going to commit another foul, as ESHCA would have desired, but he is safe. ESHCA will have to come up with another plan if he wants to keep Jerry at bay, or if he wants to force Jerry into a mistake, into a foul, into conceding a free shot and a visit. But as it is, Jerry has been evading them in the last 9, or in the last 8, and now the 9th film that we are playing, or we have witnessed. ESHCA is a bit of a more balanced player who is very good at both defensive and offensive play. Tafadzwa Kandemiri, I mean, given the position that I have been afforded to do the streaming, this is the best place that I could place the camera. I don't know what angle would you have wanted me to have the camera. You want it to be at the center of the table. That is not possible because there are other streamers that are also doing things here. Or if you had wanted it at the, I mean, to use the other side, it's not possible. This is the side that we have as the media people to work from. So I've done the best that I could from this particular position and situation. Maybe if you want me to zoom more, maybe I could do that. But in terms of the angle, I'm not. There's nothing much I can do at the moment. Jerry was looking to do a combination shot on that occasion, but unfortunately it didn't materialize. That's a free shot and a visit, and a chance for ESHCA to grab this one yet once more. Let's see what ESHCA will try and do. Looks like he wants to. Okay, he decides to deal with one of Jerry's reds, remove it from the top right pocket, opening it up if as and when he might want to use it. It becomes very much available, and with the current position of the 8th ball, he might as well want to use that top right pocket. That's why he had to use the free shot to open it up, and it seems that's intelligent play from ESHCA, I must say. With 5 yellows on the table, all looking good, he should be very much in a position to go for offensive play. He should be very much in a position to conclude things in this particular visit. And so far so good for him in that regard. We just wait to see. Sometimes we think in a certain direction whilst the players are seeing something that we may not possibly be seeing. But so far so good. Even the movement of the cue ball is very much favoring him in this particular visit. Now he's got 2 options, bottom right and then top right. And with a little bit of top spin on the penultimate yellow would give him a very good chance to take the last yellow to the middle side pocket. He decides to do a backspin, drawing the cue ball a little bit fader to the middle of the table. Now he's got an option to go to the bottom side pocket first. Well, that cue ball is good. He's good. He's been managing it pretty well, I must say. I'm yet to figure out what he will do with the last ball. That is the 8th ball, but push bouncing off the cushion exactly as I thought. Now he will take the 8th ball to the top right pocket that he opened with that free shot. So he played the first shot to cushion himself for the last shot. That was brilliant. Oh, that was a bit unfortunate. That was a bit unfortunate for ESHCA there. He needed to bury that one. And when you are playing a player of Jerry's magnitude, there should be no room for errors. There shouldn't be any room. And there we go. Jerry himself fails to capitalize and concedes the frame. ESHCA 4, Jerry 5, the scoreline. It's still very much early days, but I tell you, things are moving at a very, very fast pace, I must say. Never mind that ESHCA is yet to register an airport his own, but so far he has been keeping Jerry at arm's reach. Jerry breaks and Jerry puts on the brake, and now he will try to forge for an apple. So far so good for him. But, the movement of the cue ball not so pleasant, I must say, but well, it's a Jerry. He is very much capable of coming up with other ideas, and you see he is doing exactly that. 2 more reds left on the table before the 8th ball. The last red will be coming to the bottom side pocket, and he is safe to take the 8th ball to the top right pocket. And top right it is. 6-4 with another green apple. So far Jerry with 5 apples, 3 of them green, 2 of them reds. Powerful, important break from ESHCA. Maybe a chance for him to do a break and run. A chance for him to make a green apple of his own. Let's wait and see if that can be possible. Closing the table with the yellows. So that means the yellows are in play. So far so good for ESHCA in response to Jerry's last green apple. In response to Jerry's last break and run. Let's see if he can have his own. So far so good. Good vision on the table. Good use of the cue ball to not only put the object ball but also to open up the other balls for future use. He's doing pretty well, I must say. He's playing today. Of course, he's playing a gigantic a huge player in the name of Jerry, but wow, I tell you, he's very much up for the challenge. His play is also flawless, I must say. So far, so good for him. Well, I need to say this to some people that might not have heard it or that might not know. The reason behind these matches, according to ESHCA's management, is not for him to win and make money, but for him to get exposure and play the big boys of African pool. That is the most important reason behind these matches, and they have clearly stated that, clearly reiterated that the whole idea is not about winning. Winning is icing on the cake. Winning is a bonus. For them, it's about exposing ESHCA to the big boys. As we see an unfortunate miscue there by ESHCA when he looked like he was going to run away with this particular frame. It's just unfortunate that he miscued completely and allowing Jerry a chance to grab the frame. Now Jerry will go on the offensive. Playing reds, he's got 4 of them, all in good places. But you never know, he might as well make a mistake when it doesn't look like he can. Wow, that was a beautiful from Jerry. That was a touch of class on that occasion. That nudge on the last red was top class, and with that he extends his lead. What's up, my guy? How's Shamba today? He takes his lead to 7-4 in favor of Jerry. ESHCA making one big mistake. I tell you, this frame should have been ESHCA's, but he was a bit unfortunate on that occasion to do a total miscue and allowing Jerry a chance to recover when he thought he was down. A re-rec it will be after that porting of the 8th ball on the break. A bit of quick view of the crowd. It's a full house, I tell you. People to the left, people at the center, and people to the right. Even behind me, there are people all following proceedings, all enjoying the action, all into support and enjoy this our beautiful game of pool as we love it. Another porting on the break, and maybe another chance for a green apple for Ganda, as he is popularly known. Closing the table with the reds, and as far as I can see, maybe one red might be an issue. There is one to the bottom left side of the table that is a little bit closer to a yellow, and the yellow standing in the way the passage to the top right pocket. Good evening, Pride Nyati. Remember that top or that bottom left pocket, for those that started the streaming with me, I told you watch out for that bottom left pocket, and there you see Jerry finding life difficult porting on that occasion to that particular pocket. Good play by ESHCA. that not only ports but also opens up the other two yellows to the right side of the table. He's got an issue with one yellow as far as I'm concerned, and so he decides to be tactical at the moment. He's got an issue with one yellow that is frozen against the rail, the side rail of the table. You will have to come up with a plan, or maybe Jerry with one of his reckless shots might just open up that yellow for him. I can tell you, Cosmos, I agree with you. I mean, Gift, I agree with you. Jerry has been good at breaking in this particular match. His breaking has been top notch. That's where so far the difference has been with ESHCA. ESHCA has been finding problems with breaking, whilst Jerry has been doing his breaks very, very well, and that explains the current score line. Mostly it's been the breaking. But of course, one frame that I thought, the seventh frame that Jerry got, I thought that should have been ESHCA's, but there was a total mistake. Doing well, ESHCA, on that occasion to block the top left pocket, limiting options for Jerry. ESHCA weighing his options. Now there are two yellows that are frozen, or that are somewhat not portable at the moment. But I tell you, Jerry will open them up. I know he's one guy that will play reckless shots anytime. There we go. That wasn't a jump shot. That was a miscue. But lucky for him, he got to his reds first, and so he is safe. ESHCA will have to play just one shot. There is no illegality whatsoever. ESHCA has to come up with a plan, maybe try to close the bottom right pocket. He doesn't close the bottom right pocket, but gets his yellow in the way of that red for Jerry that he would have wanted to bring to the bottom right pocket. Simbarashe Jefferson Wambe, what's up, dude? I'm good. Tactical play at the moment. Both players being a little bit patient. Both players realizing there is no hurry in Africa, and so waiting to see if things can become more favorable than they are at the moment. And of course, it's one player that will get to benefit at the end of the frame. It's one player that will get to grab the frame. It's one player that will even get to grab the full match at the end of the day. Maybe now things have... No, not yet. I thought they had opened up for ESHCA, but he still got one yellow. That one that he brought to block one of Jerry's raids. And now it's standing in the way of his offensive play. He might not have a good chance to port that one. Ooh. Another unforced error for ESHCA. Another enforced error for ESHCA that could result in him losing this frame. I mean, the idea was to put at the bottom side pocket, but also use the same cue ball to open up the bottom right pocket. And he did well to open up the bottom right pocket, but then he didn't pot, and so he became an illegal shot and a chance for Jerry to capitalize, and he is indeed capitalizing with just 2 reds now left on the table. Top right pocket and top left pocket will be enough for him to get to the 8th ball, and maybe the 8th ball he can take it to the top left or to the bottom left. They are all possible options. He decides to take it to the top left after that Tangara sporting of the last raid. 8 for the scoreline. ESHCA now needs to minimize his mistakes, and he also needs to make sure he does something better with his breaking. Otherwise, he is still very much capable of keeping Jerry at bay. He is still very much capable of going neck to neck with Jerry in this one. Let's see how he will break. Getting encouraged by the fans in this particular place. They are all cheering him, letting him realize it's not yet over as a contest. He's still very much in it. Again, another dry break. I tell you, these dry breaks are becoming a menace. He needs to do something better. Jerry closing the table with the yellows. I see a cluster of yellows at the bottom middle side of the table, and well, they seem portable. It's just a matter of moving the cue ball correctly. Maybe one yellow, but with the way the current position of the cue ball is, he will be okay, and he will be very much capable of taking it to the bottom right pocket. He tried to get a nudge on it, doesn't quite materialize. Let's see what else he will possibly do. Somebody was asking about some of our professional players that are here. Sakala is here, and he is standing right next to me, to my left. A chance for ESHCA after that Jerry miss.
Come on, Mansani. Come on, man.
Sakala immediately shouting and encouraging ESHCA to go for the kill. Craig Jimo, I do agree with you. It's not going to be an easy game, but it can be done, and it must be done. Let's see how far ESHCA can stretch. He really has to. It's that pressure, it's that magnitude, it's that level of competition that his management is looking for. That's why they have tabled challenge matches against Africa's top 6. And I would like to tell you that immediately after this one, next week on Tuesday, they will be in Kenya for the return match. Jerry choosing to have the return in Kenya because he wants to join the other big boys that are currently in Kenya. The likes of Ishmael, the likes of Ginde, the likes of Fikot, who's arriving there today, the likes of Amadus from Tanzania. Tanzania actually came with, actually bust most of its players to that festive that is in Kenya. It's not really a tournament happening in Kenya. It's just money matches, and most of African players are gathering there. Ugandan players, they have Kasozi there, they have Ian there, they have Kenyan players. I mean, they have Tanzanian players, they have Malawian players, Zambian players. Now Jerry wants to go and join, and now ESHCA is about to go there as well. So that's where Jerry then decides to say, let's have the second match being played there. Let's have the reverse fixture being played there. So the reverse fixture of this one will be in Kenya in a week's time. Nothing wrong with your sets, nothing wrong with your laptops or TVs. I had muted the mic to deal with something just shortly, but we are back to the action. ESHCA taking his time to consider what may be in this particular visit. He's got a yellow blocking his passage to the top left pocket. So he's deciding to play tactical shots, trying to make sure he's got one of his reds in the passage of or in the direction of one of his yellows. Owen Takunda Wilson today again from a very funny place. He always watches from funny places, I must say. Jerry with there we go. He always has these special moments where he just does some outrageous things that you wouldn't expect from a big player of this magnitude. I mean, now a chance for ESHCA to capitalize. This is what most African players need to learn about Jerry. He is one player that is an unforced error for ESHCA there, failing to legalize. I thought he had that chance. I mean, Jerry had presented a chance for him to get this particular frame. And again, looks like they are taking turns to make errors like it's getting out of fashion. It was Jerry, then it became ESHCA, now it's Jerry.
Come on, man.
Well, maybe now a chance for ESHCA. I would think of playing offensive. I mean, I would think of a snooker there. And the snooker it is.
Zit. ESHCA. Zit.
A foul by Jerry. ESHCA forcing him into that one, getting him where he wanted him to be. And now he needs to make sure he avoids another mistake when presented with a golden chance like this one. How will he play? Maybe just get one of those reds from that top left side of the table, get it out of there, right, and then finish off the other reds which are all well positioned. If you choose to first reposition that or put it and then work out the other reds which are all well positioned, he should be very much in a good space to finish off things. No error, please. He needs to avoid more errors in this particular visit. This time is okay. He does legalize with the cue ball. Now he can go on the offensive. 5 reds on the table. Now 4. They are all looking good. They are all very much portable. They are all not an issue at all. He just needs to remain composed. He just needs to keep porting. He just needs to keep managing the cue ball accordingly. And so far, so good. Three more raids before the 8th ball. Nicely done. I was a little bit scared of that bottom left pocket, and it almost denied him on that occasion, but he is safe. He is safe. Two more raids. The penultimate will go to the top right pocket. It's in. The last one to the bottom right pocket. Draw the cue ball a little bit closer to the 8th ball. Nicely done. Nicely done. 8-5. The score line. He is still very much in it. He is still a game before us. ESHCA calling for some timeout. ESHCA calling for some timeout, and so we will have a few minutes break.
Are you enjoying your fast? I would also like something nice. I want to also in Berkeley, watching you will see it was because we'll be listening attentively. He was from as for us, I mean, it's I want to say Come on, ESHCA. That's in the boy. ZBC Bonus.
And the man, and there was somebody.
Kuzita 8 Zumtakalewe Nas. Zumtakalewe Nas.
Action back underway. Jerry breaking, and this time it's a dry break. These are some of the things that ESHCA will be hoping for. As much as he correct his breaking, he also needs to pray that his opponent gets dry breaks as well. And so a dry break on that occasion, giving ESHCA a chance to probably get a reverse dish. Table closed with the reds. I think the idea behind not exerting too much power behind that shot was to make sure he gets the cue ball for that red that is sandwiched by a yellow on the 8th ball. Does that nicely. Of course, some might think he also got to the 8th ball, but well, that was a simultaneous, and it's always difficult to call that a foul because everything was done fast and at the same time, and so it's a very, very difficult ball to call out a foul there. ESHCA still on the table. Bottom left pocket done and dusted. 4 reds still remaining on the table. 3 will go to, maybe the next one will go to the middle, top middle pocket. Nicely done. Now the next option will be to the bottom right pocket. It needs to be accurate. There's quite some distance between not only the cue ball and the object ball, but also between the object ball and the bottom right pocket. Needs to be accurate. Accurate is with a side spin that takes the cue ball a little bit to the top of that thread, giving him an option for the bottom right pocket as well. A stand shot will be enough. Does the side spin, giving him even much good room to take the last red to the bottom left pocket. I'm always worried when I think of the bottom left pocket because it's quite an issue. It's a approach with caution kind of a pocket. Nicely done. And that side spin of giving the cue ball an option to bounce off the cushion and back into the table, saving him rightly for the 8th ball. Did swerve it a little bit to avoid the snooker. That does it well, freezing one of the yellows in the process, but I'm not sure he will be safe, considering that the player he is playing is Ganda, a player who has many options, a player who's gifted with braveness that I've seen from no other. He's not scared to try some things. He's not scared to even be reckless. He's not scared to take risks. That's the kind of player that Jerry is. And sometimes it does work for him, and sometimes it doesn't work for him. Well, he is not concerned. At the end of the day, he wins matches. There we go. Tried to get a nudge on it. He did get a nudge on it. And given the fact that he still got another yellow to the bottom left, to the top left pocket, he is safe. Now on to the last yellow that he will take to the bottom right pocket. Bottom right it is, and the cue ball bouncing off the cushion and back into play serves him the cue ball to the bottom, to the top right pocket. 9-5 the scoreline. Again, ESHCA needs to avoid mistakes. ESHCA needs to avoid mistakes. ESHCA needs to make sure he avoids dry breaks. Maybe this time we will see something different after the break. Powerful breaking. But again, it's dry. Again, that gives Jerry an opportunity to close the table and sway the frame in his favor. Looks like he wants to go for the reds, and the reds it is. The table is now closed. The reds are in play. And from the way I see things, one red might be an issue. It's not practically frozen against the table, but it's too close to the rail, and from there it's not portable unless it's given a nudge back into the table a little bit. Distant porting, he does it well. There is that nudge. He's okay. He almost got to snooker himself, but he's okay from that position. He can go to the top left pocket. And he gets to miss a chance for ESHCA to capitalize. He needs to squeeze something out of these mistakes as much as he can. Squeeze every juice out of these mistakes. Try to add something more to his scoreboard. Otherwise, open play, this Jerry will continue running riot. Needs to make sure he maximizes every mistake that Jerry makes. He needs to make sure he maximizes. Get that frame away from him. It was a difficult takeoff for ESHCA. It doesn't change much in as far as giving Jerry the advantage of the frame. Jerry still has the advantage of the frame, And we wait to see how he will take advantage. It surely looks like he will grab this one. Last shot takes the 8 ball to the bottom side pocket, and with that he gets to double figures, ladies and gentlemen. 10-5 in favor of Jerry, the scoreline. Jerry on the offensive after breaking. Maybe he has snookered himself. Yes, he shows frustration, meaning things are not okay in his front. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, how's that? Even himself is amused, because he did so well to get the penultimate wedge in, but he lost the cue ball, and so ESHCA got a chance to go on the offensive. Maybe try a snooker. Of course, he's got one shot. It's not a free shot. ESHCA using the free shots to reposition his yellows. Now they are all in space. Maybe a chance for him to get something out of this particular frame. It still doesn't look like ESHCA is out of the match. It's still very much a contest. He just needs to make sure he takes advantage of every mistake that Jerry makes. Every mistake that Jerry makes, ESHCA needs to capitalize. If he can do that, if he can keep doing that, I tell you, he's very much guaranteed of equalizing or getting close to Jerry, or even overtaking Jerry at some stage. He just needs to make sure he takes advantage of every mistake, because I tell you, Jerry does make so many mistakes in his play. Of course, he's a very sharp shooter, he's a very good potter, but he does make a lot of mistakes. So ESHCA just needs to make sure every mistake that Jerry makes, he takes full advantage and also avoid making mistakes of his own. If he can even get better in terms of breaking, then I tell you, he's still very much in this one. 10-6 the scoreline. Mr. Elton Mandaza is here with me. Mr. Mandaza, what's your take of the match so far?
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Trevor. So far, I hope people are enjoying the match. As we can see, our boy ESHCA Mzamo is hardening on. We are so proud of Mr. Nelson for giving us such entertainment. But as we focus on the match, we can see that Jerry is playing nicely, and I'm advising my boy ESHCA to play defense, because Jerry is a straight shooter. We are hoping for a nice cruising. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Mandaza, for your sentiments as far as this match is concerned. ESHCA had done well to get a potting break there, but I actually got to scratch on the break. And with that, I tell you, Jerry will surely cruise. He's taking full advantage of ESHCA's mistakes. I've seen. He closes the table with the Reds. He was looking for that nudge on the red to get it to a better place, and he does get it, and that just opens up the frame to him completely. Now he can go on the offensive. Now he can breathe a sigh of relief. Now he can see himself registering another one on the scoreboard. But you never know. This is one guy that is prone to mistakes. You never know. You can only be certain you will get a frame when he has spotted the 8 ball. Otherwise, he is prone to mistakes any day. There we go. Just before I finished that statement, he has done exactly that. And then the next thing that comes is a risk shot. Ladies and gentlemen, see, he does take risks, and I mean, that's just how he does things. He makes mistakes, and then he does some risk shots. Anyway, will do, and he gets lucky with those ones. I thought he had gotten snookered here. I thought ESHCA had escaped this time around, but there it came. Some risky shots that ended up in his favor. A dry break this time from Jerry. Another chance for ESHCA to get another one. Needs to squeeze something out of those shots from time to time. The table is still open after that dry break. Looks like now ESHCA will, or he wants to play the Reds. The table is still open. He's got an option to play one yellow into the red to close the table. It's very much permissible in black ball rules. Let's wait to see what he will do to close the table. He wants to play. He wants to go to the bottom left pocket. It's an approach with caution. There we go. That pocket is an issue, I tell you. That pocket is an issue, and when you're looking to close the table, I think maybe somebody should let ESHCA realize. I have realized that pocket is an issue, but maybe somebody needs to notify ESHCA of that issue as well. Maybe notify the players that pocket is an approach with caution kind of a pocket, and again it's coming to ESHCA's detriment in this particular frame. Another miss for Jerry, and another chance for ESHCA to go on the offensive. ESHCA taking his time to consider his next option. Offensive tactical play is chosen for the moment. And Jerry getting tactical as well. Yes, he does play tactical shots from time to time, but I tell you, it's one of those last things in his mind. He's not one player that wants to be tactical just like that. Not sure what ESHCA had in mind when he played that shot, because of course it leaves the cube vulnerable, and giving Jerry some chance to play this or play that, but this time it didn't materialize. Needs to be wary of Jerry. He's one player with a very good vision on the table, a player that sees a lot of possibilities, see some combination shots where they might not, where many would not see them, or that even us who are watching and analyzing from a distance would not see. We would only get to realize it when he plays it. ESHCA being tactical, leaving a cue ball that's a little bit difficult for Jerry. That's the approach at the moment. And Jerry responding to those tactical shots with tactical play of his own. I think the issue is at the bottom left side of the table. There's an issue involving two yellows and a red, one frozen, the other one a little bit closer. Maybe that's the reason why things have stalled, or progress has seemed to stall in as far as finishing the frame is concerned. So we wait to see how things will open up. If ESHCA can grab this frame, I tell you, we'll still have a match in our hands. Jerry trying to go on the offensive. Jerry failing. One of his yellows getting frozen. Let's see how ESHCA responds, but I'll tell you, it's all tactical, and tactical. Wow. Now this frame will surely favor ESHCA. I'm not sure he's got a good cue ball for putting the next one. The cue ball remained at the bottom left side of the table when all his raids are to the top right side of the table or to the right side of the table, both top and bottom. He needs to be accurate. Whatever he decides or whatever he chooses to do this time, he needs to make sure he puts. Doesn't quite materialize, but maybe he's safe because he's got one red that is blocking the passage to the bottom left pocket where Jerry has one yellow. Maybe that's what making things a little bit safe for him. Let's wait and see how he will play that one. Oof. Ladies and gentlemen, that was brilliant. That was top notch from Jerry. The kind of stuff that we are accustomed to from Jerry and Eden. Every time we watch Jerry and Eden play, these are the kind of stuff we get. And that nudge on the 8th ball was top class, I tell you. Two more yellows before the 8th ball. He is good in terms of the cue ball for the last yellow. Does he get the cue ball? Yes, he does get the cue ball to take the 8th ball to the middle side pocket, bottom side pocket. Indeed it is 12-6 the scoreline. Jerry is slowly peeling off more and more. More and more he is peeling off. Is it too late for ESHCA? Is he slowly losing the grip of Jerry? Well, time will tell. Time will tell, I tell you. He's lucky not to scratch on that occasion. Nicely done. But he spotted both a yellow and a red, so that technically means the table is still open. Now he has played a red in, so the table is now officially closed. That cue ball gives him not much options. And there's a red that is also frozen. The one that is visible has a yellow blocking its passage to the bottom right. It's a bit of a complicated situation for him. He does well to get to his red without any illegalities. Jerry on the offensive, but looks like he has snookered himself. I'll wait to see if he gives any indication. Now he's got a sight of one of the yellows. And he does well to get that one in. It almost got denied by the Joseph at the bottom left pocket, but he is safe. And Now looks like he will surely peel off again in this one. He is proving to be unplayable, I must say. The last yellow will go to the bottom left pocket, and he will need to manage the cue ball a little bit. Wow, he does manage it magnificently. And bottom top middle pocket, nicely done. 13-6. Jerry continues on the stage. Again, I need to reiterate that the idea behind ESHCA's management is not to get him to win or make money out of these matches, but the idea is to expose ESHCA to the big boys of Africa. That was the words of Boss Nelson, the principal sponsor and management part of ESHCA's management team. These were their words, and so win or lose, their idea is to make sure ESHCA is exposed to the big boys of African pool, and so that's why he has challenged the whole of or the top 6 of African pool. They want to make sure he is fine-tuned. They want to make sure he's got that exposure to play with the big boys at the highest level. And so their focus is not on winning. Their focus is on exposing ESHCA, is giving ESHCA his exposure. Their focus is to make sure he gets that experience to compete with the big boys. That's why they've arranged home and away matches for ESHCA with the top 6 of African pool players. Nicely done. Playing yellows in this particular frame. There is ESHCA. Nicely done. And the movement of the cue ball resonates with his intentions. 2 more yellows left on the table. The penultimate one will be taken to the top left pocket. The last one will go to the top right. But the cue ball not so convincing, but I'm sure he can still work with that one and bring out a positive result. It's nicely done. Oh, he get to snooker himself with one of those reds that he got a nudge on his way from potting the last yellow. Oh. I can't see the cue ball. That means it's a scratch. But he's lucky he didn't get to pot the 8 ball as well. And still that might not be of any good use, because Jerry has a free shot and a visit, and with most of his reds in good places, he's very much capable of going on the offensive. It's a race to 21, by the way, and so far we have played a total of 19 frames, the 20th frame being in play, which Jerry looks most certainly to be grabbing. Now on to the 8th ball that we will be taking to the bottom left, and 14-6 the scoreline. He's surely peeling off needing just 7 more, whilst ESHCA still need 13 more frames if he is hesitating. Maybe 15, yes, 15 more frames if he is to cause an upset. But he needs to start getting one after the other as soon as possible. He needs to make sure avoids dry breaks, but unfortunately dry breaks they are. And Jerry closing the table with the reds. Jerry is surely becoming unplayable in this contest. He is surely meaning business. He is surely taking no prisoners. He is surely giving us the stuff that he is made of. Never mind that he is playing in a foreign land. Never mind that he is surrounded by opponents. He is surely cruising. The last 8 ball to the ball. There we go. Those kind of mistakes that are synonymous with Jerry. There it comes. And this is where I'm saying ESHCA needs to take full advantage. Whenever Jerry makes a mistake of this magnitude, this is where Jerry needs to pound. This is the kind of time that Jerry needs, ESHCA needs to take full advantage. Whenever Jerry makes these kind of mistakes, ESHCA needs to make sure he pounds. ESHCA needs to make sure he surely comes through and concludes things. A snooker it is. Jerry indicating that he would want to search, and ESHCA giving him the nod. He does search, and he does manage to get to that 8 ball without any positive result in terms of apporting. A chance for ESHCA to maybe try another snooker. He needs to get a free shot. With the way his balls are arranged on the table, he surely needs a free shot to try and reposition them first and then go for the kill. But Jerry has been having none of it. Jerry has been managing to evade every snooker from ESHCA so far. But still, the frame continues. It's still anyone's frame. As long as the 8 ball remains on the table, it remains anyone's frame. He was looking for another snooker. I think I see, from where I'm seated, I see a partial view of the 8 ball. And that could be enough for Jerry to take the cue ball to the top right pocket. No, he decides to go to the bottom right, and it didn't materialize. I would have wanted him, I would have thought he would have gone for a hook shot to take that 8 ball to the top right pocket. But alas, he didn't do it that way, and a chance for ESHCA to recover. ESHCA on the offensive, or maybe on the visit. We wait to see whether he will be playing offensive or defensive. He had decided to go offensive, but again, it's that bottom left pocket. I tell you, one thing, I might not be a professional ball player, I might not be good in terms of playing on the table, but one thing about me, I'm very observant of things, and I quickly realize there is that, and I tell you, from that game that ESHCA played Fikoti on this very table, that's when I realized that this pocket has issues, and it's continuing to be that, and it's proving to be that again today in this particular match. And I wish our players could be that observant and then try as much as possible to take full of advantage of whatever they see on the table. The tactical shot, it is, you won't be going tactical. I thought you would go tactical, but immediately closing the table with the reds and then continuing with those reds. Now we wait to see how he will continue. Just need 6 more to conclude things. He's surely cruising. One last yellow before the 8th ball. I tell you, this man is being unplayable today. I tell you, this man is proving to be too much. But there on that occasion, the 8th ball, the 2 ball doesn't resonate with his thinking. He wanted to use the yellow to deflect his 8th ball in, but unfortunately it wasn't to be a chance for ESHCA. I tell you, ESHCA has been getting chances from time to time, but he's been failing to capitalize. Besides the dry breaks, he's been getting chances from Jerry's misses, from Jerry's miscuing, from Jerry's snookering, from Jerry's wrong positioning on the cue ball, but he's been failing to capitalize most of the time, and that's the other thing that has resulted in this current scoreline. But it looks like this time around he is capable of taking advantage of that error by Jerry, that failure by Jerry to finish off things. Looks like this time is very much capable of going for the kill. One last yellow to the top right pocket. That pocket is not an issue at all. Just a stop shot or a little top spin, or he decides to do a back spin. Now he has to go the long distance. A little bit of a top spin would have given him the option to go to the bottom or to the bottom middle pocket, but now he has to go a long distance, which is a little bit risky. Nicely done though. 7-15 to score line. Now he has to push to make sure he gets to the double figures. That is most immediate aim. That should be his most immediate target. Is to make sure he gets to the double figures. He needs to get to 10. And who knows what will happen thereafter. Matthias Mere saying it's not over until it's over. I believe it's not over until it's over in this particular one. But the dry breaks, I repeat in that quote, the dry breaks have surely costed the ESHCA in this particular match. If you ask me, it's the dry breaks is the prime reason why Jerry is leading at the moment. It's the dry breaks that are the prime reason why ESHCA is lagging behind with that big margin. There's surely been his undoing in this particular match. As Jerry comes through, he's looking for another reverse dish. I've since lost count how many reverse dishes he has had, or how many apples altogether he has had in this particular match. Now on to the last yellow that he will take to the bottom right pocket, and then the 8 ball to the top left pocket. 16-7 the scoreline. Another reverse dish for Jerry. And it's Jerry that will break, and this time it's a dry break, a chance for ESHCA to capitalize. If he can take advantage of the dry breaks like Jerry is taking advantage of his dry breaks, I tell you, we might still have a game. And unfortunately, on that occasion, he didn't get an ideal cue ball for going offensive, and so he decided to go defensive. He decided to play a snooker. And Jerry, on the other hand, also trying to work out something, doesn't get to pot. The table still open. A chance for both players to, a chance for ESHCA this time around to close the table. ESHCA weighing his options. Looks like he's interested in the yellows, but I thought he would play the one that is at the bottom middle pocket. That was a difficult attempt, I must say. He should have played that yellow at the bottom middle pocket. It could close the table, that one. Or maybe he was afraid of where the cue ball would end up, but I thought that cue ball would move to the top right side of the table where you had more other yellows. But anyway, that's a chance gone begging. And Jerry will surely punish ESHCA for that. There we go. Another mistake by Jerry. I tell you, Jerry's game is always prone to mistakes. Jerry's match, Jerry's play always has a number of mistakes, and this is why he's always in trouble with Eden. This is why he always finds it difficult to beat Eden. He does make a lot of mistakes. Of course, the last two matches they did play, and he did one against Eden. But I tell you, he is prone to mistakes. Oh, the comments are back. I don't know what had happened to the comments on my platform, but now they're back. I can see them. So if anybody did ask me a question or did talk to me directly and I didn't answer, it was because the comments were not popping up, but they are back now. I can see them. Jerry on the offensive. I'm hoping to hear something from Manuva's team. Maybe they will stop Jerry before he goes to Kenya. Maybe they will challenge, but I'm yet to hear anything from them. But I'm hoping that they will stake a challenge for Jerry now that he is around, now that he is in the country, just to also give Maluza the exposure of playing the big boys, just like what the Nation Selective has done with ESHCA. The chance for ESHCA to get another one. It's possible that he will get to 8. Because Jerry has made another mistake. I mean, the number of mistakes that I've seen from Jerry in this particular match, if ESHCA had taken full advantage, I tell you, the scoreline wouldn't be what it is now. We'll probably be talking of a 10-12 or something of that nature, or something close to that, a 14-11, somewhere there. Another one for ESHCA. 16-8 the scoreline. We can continue taking advantage of every mistake that Jerry makes. Of course, at this juncture, it's a mammoth task to try and reach Jerry, but well, ESHCA just needs to keep believing. ESHCA just needs to make sure he keeps adding more and more to the scoreline. Blessing Bibidom Zarurwi. What's up, my guy? I see you. Approaching break this time from ESHCA. That's encouraging. Okay, I will be going off air for a moment, but the match will continue. It's the commentary that's going to be off for a moment, but we'll continue to enjoy the action. I hope you continue to enjoy the action. It's a race to 21, by the way. Jerry leading 16-8 at the moment. Jerry needing just 5 more, whilst ESHCA still needs a whole 13 more friends to get things his way. One thing I can tell you, Jerry has been ruthless in this particular match. And ESHCA has been unlucky with the breaks. Those are the two things that are prominent in as far as this international challenge match is concerned. Jerry has been ruthless. ESHCA has been unlucky with the breaks. Of course, Jerry has been making mistakes here and there, and also ESHCA has been failing to capitalize on those mistakes. Those are, I mean, in a nutshell, that's what I can say has been the story of this particular match. Of course, we know Jerry is a sharpshooter. We know Jerry can shoot and put and shoot any ball from anywhere. But in this particular match, he's been more clinical. He's been more ruthless. Of course, mistakes have been coming, and where ESHCA has gotten chances, he has failed to maximize on those chances. That's been the story of the match so far, as we talk of a 19-8 scoreline at the moment. Jerry to break. And it's a porting, gets to stage this time around, and the crowd in this place love it because they know that's a chance to salvage something for ESHCA. They know that's the only way he might try to stop Jerry. The man has been ruthless. I would wish for ESHCA to get to double figures. That's my wish for him at the moment. I want him to get to double figures in this particular match, and that would be a little bit respectable. Never mind the final score line. Of course, Jerry is running away with this one, but nice movement of the cue ball. It still shows us he's still got it in him. Never mind the score line. Never mind the final outcome of this match. ESHCA is still a top player, and ESHCA is still doing top things whenever he does get a chance. Nicely done. He will surely get another one. He will surely record the 9th frame on the scoreboard. (9-19) the scoreline. I I want that one more for him. I want that one more to make it 19-10 or somewhere there. I want that one for him. And remember, the aim is not for ESHCA to topple the top 6 of African players. The aim is to expose ESHCA to top players. The aim is to get him to get used to playing the top 6, get used to matches of this big magnitude, especially the money matches, especially the challenge matches, especially the races. Remember, ESHCA is normally very good with tournaments, but when it comes to races, he's usually tires at some stage. So I think this is all preparation. This is all part of making ESHCA get more grit, get more exposure, get more used to playing with the big boys, to playing money matches, to playing big races. And so I commend the nerves and management, there is ESHCA's management, for arranging this match, for not only this match, but coming up with that idea and bringing it into fruition as it has started. So out of those proposed 12 matches, 6 home and 6 away, I'm sure we will see something at the end of the day. We will see a better ESHCA at the end of it all. And I tell you, it's very much needed. It's very much a good initiative if you want your player to grow, if you want your player to reach the next level. He needs that experience, he needs that exposure, he needs that level of competition, he needs to get used to these kind of matches. The last red, the 8 boy is sandwiched by 2 yellows. I don't know how he will deal with that one. Maybe try to put to the bottom left and then use the cue ball to bounce off the left side of the table and back into play. He does his side spin. Wow, that's beautiful. It's perfect movement of the cue ball. Beautiful play from ESHCA. Never mind the scoreline. He's still showing some class. Ooh, that's an agonizing miss. That's an agonizing miss. He had done all that he could in that particular situation, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. A chance for Jerry. Blessing Mara aka Chankrai wants to do commentary with me here. The last ball, the 8th ball to the bottom middle pocket. 29 the scoreline. It's been blow after blow, blow after blow from Jerry. I tell you, he's come ready to compete. He came ready to kill. He came ready to take no prisoners. And that's the kind of a competition ESHCA needs at this particular time if he is to grow. Well, I think ESHCA just needed to take advantage of some of the mistakes that Jerry was making, especially at the beginning stages of this match. If he had managed to do so, I tell you, we would be talking of a different scoreline at the moment. Well, never give up until the final moment. Keep fighting. If the idea is to grow, if the idea is to be exposed to competition, if the idea is to play at the highest level, well, then there is no need to give up until the last whistle. And let him keep going. Let him stay on the table. Let him keep fighting. Let him take every punch. It will give him endurance. It will give him experience. It will give him the exposure. Let him keep going. I am not feeling sorry for ESHCA. I am actually very much elated that he is competing at this level. I am very much happy that he's gotten that chance. He's got a management team that wants to see him grow, that is willing to sacrifice resources to make him grow, to expose him to that level. Unfortunately, he gets to snooker himself on that occasion. Those are some of the mistakes that he will need to avoid going forward. And mostly it's been the dry breaks. And unfortunately, he does fail to get to that last yellow. And Jerry will come with a free shot and a visit. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it won't be long before we see the conclusion of this match. It won't be long before we get our rest from a day's work. As Jerry continues on the offensive, he's exhibited himself as a professional. He has surely come to the party. He has surely given ESHCA the run that he needed. He has surely exposed ESHCA to the highest level as we wanted, as we want, or as his management team desires. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. He did his best. He tried This is the final score line, ladies and gentlemen. ESHCA 9, Jerry 21. Thank you so much for doing that with me. Thank you for doing that. This media to the followers. We surely had a nice time. We surely enjoyed the lessons have been made. Thank you so much. My Tabasa. Tinotella. Merci beaucoup. Obrigado. Magudantito. Keleboa. Tanki. Niaboma. Of course, the voice tellers are behind the market.